Good evening, friends. Today we'll be going to look into the social justice movement. In that, we'll be talking about the most famous, familiar movement, which is called self-respect movement. As we know, the very beginning, it is self-respect movement is also known as the non-Brahminical movement. This, the founder of the self-respect movement was E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. He is from Tamil Nadu. Basically, Ramaswamy Naikar was a Balya Naidu. From Naidu, you see, basically not only from Andhra Pradesh, but also you see, those used to be, because those days it was an united, it was under Madras provinces, so there used to be some of the Naidus also. In Tamil also there used to be Naidus in terms of caste system. So he began his political career in terms basically in when he was in with very much attached to the then party which is called the Congress party. He began his political career in the Congress party as a leader, and he was basically, and also in terms of his journey, in terms of the political career, he has seen many. He has actively participated in the reform movement also, along with other political activists and social activists and religious activists, and also, but in the long term, he was not happy. Basically, E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar was not happy. He was unhappy with the way in which the non-Brahmins were treated in the Congress party, or in the within the Madras Congress organization, or the Madras Congress party, or the province, and hence he looking at that, he decided to come out of the Congress political party. And also the main reason was he was also much of very disappointed, dissatisfied and annoyed with Mahatma Gandhi ji, because he was also supported, purified in terms of Varna ideology, purified class, where Gandhiji was also not showing much of the interest in terms of other sections of the society, other caste of the society, lower caste basically, what E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar was specifically pointing out. So he came out, and when he was also not satisfied with the Gandhiji's ideology, and also Gandhiji was also supporting the ideology of purification or purified Varna ideology. So he came out from the party, and he left the political party, and he began his own party, own movement, which is called Self-Respect Movement, in the year 1925. And he called for rejection of all Brahmins culture and their religious activities. So the self-respect movement aimed rejection of the Brahminical culture, and also their activities, their preachings, or whatever their the customs or their traditions, whatever they were there. It was the self-respect movements clearly showed the rejection, or they called to reject these Brahminical activities or traditions. And it also rejected the caste system and the supremacy where the Brahmins were enjoying, and they were dominating upon the lower caste people in number of years. And also it was terms of the Brahmins were respected in all over the aspect, when in terms of caste, and they were treated in a superior caste, and the other like other caste people were not equally treated likewise. So here he considered that Brahminical religion and culture was the main instrument for enslavation of the Tamilians. Basically, he was much more interested in terms of Tamil Nadu, because he is from Tamil Nadu. So he was in terms, he was saying that due to this Brahminical ideology, Brahminical supremacy, and domination upon all the lower caste people, so these kind of things have been repeated. So he wanted to reject. He called for the rejection of all Brahminical cultures and Brahminical religious performance and performance and the activities which were been which were been prevailing in those days. So that was another another step forward by the E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar in terms of self-respect movement. Basically, it was just slowly started. It was and also he was talking about in terms of other things also. So, as a Naikar leader, the movement, the Naikar, in terms of taking the movement ahead, he publicly, ridiculously make fun of Puranas as a fairy tales. Okay, and also they were talking it's an imaginary and irritating to the social, totally immoral. It was not alike for the society because it's not subjected to all the caste people, all the different Varna people. It was only in favor of the Brahmins, so-called upper caste people. So he was making some sort of fun, and also he was treating Puranas as a fairy tale, this kind of things in openly public. And he strongly votes that he demonstrated, caste. He strongly decided he was against the caste system. He was against child marriage. He was and also he enforced widowhood. And he attacked laws of Mano, okay, and which he regarded as totally inhuman and insane. So these were openly done by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, open in the public in terms of favorism of lower caste people, and directly openly called for rejection and boycott of the Brahminical cultures, their practices, their religious practices, and all other things. And he was in a view that according to Naikar, the laws of the Manu were designed to maintain the supremacy of the Brahmins and enslave all other lower caste people upon them. I mean, to rule. Basically, it indirectly says that the laws of the Manu were written in favor of the Brahmins, and it was written in such a way that the Brahmins are the supreme power people, and they are supposed to be ruled by these higher caste people, higher caste people, so-called Brahmins, upon these other caste people. So this was the laws which were written by the Manu, which was said by the Ramaswamy Naikar, and that's why he was opposed. And also Ramaswamy Naikar attempt to advocate. He was pro in terms of Dravidian culture, because of Tamil. He was talking about Tamil, we see Dravidians. So he talked about Tamil as advocated or instituted forward, and he was favor in terms of Dravidian culture. So he campaigned in a new system and in a new values, in a new methods and the new modes of practice, how the Dravidian culture will be implemented, and how this can be taken forward in terms of making the Dravidian culture as more popular than accepting the Brahminical supremacy class. So this was his another type of ideology, which people could also, where he was talking, if he takes this one as Brahminical, as Dravidian culture, where people will accept, and also people will get some sort of self-respect because of Dravidian in the northern place of India. So this was his ideology behind taking the move forward, a step forward. Another thing, and he directly attacked Brahmins and making fun of their religious cultures, and they sought to be to obtain from a support of the Lame, because when he was making fun of this Brahmin culture, making fun of the Brahmin things and ideology and the way of the worship, they in this process of his movement, he got a lot of support, large number of people from the lower caste people and lower class people. And this has Naikar claimed that these lower class people are the lower sections of Tamilian society, okay, and which they represent as Dravidian culture. That's why his main motto was Dravidian, attempt to advocate Dravidian culture. So here in process of doing this, so he has gathered the mass attraction, mass public, mass movement, like how Telangana movement has got a mass attraction, mass movement, mass regional feeling. In the same way, Ramaswamy Naikar's also self-respect movement has gathered a large volume section of the people in the society, and it has gained more popularity. It has gained more popularity, and people has come voluntarily to support him, where they were in terms of Tamilian society, the way the Tamilian society was represented in terms of Dravidian culture. So he considered Dravidian culture as superior than the Brahminical culture, or Brahminical, or he talked about Brahminical Aryan culture, Aryan from the north. So this was his version of basically the Naikar's version, and formulated that Dravidian, and he formulated an Dravidian ideology. Basically, he talked about the Dravidian ideology, and they opposed the Brahminical Aryan ideology, and that was a very basis of his self-respect movement. Okay, where he simultaneously he has occupied, and he has got the grip and the attention and the participation of the largest section of the society, so called the lower class people, and they gain my attention. And secondly, that he was completely against in terms of the Brahminical culture, religious practices, and he was also, the Naikar was also opponent. I mean, he was anti in terms of Brahminical Aryan ideology, and he was stressing much upon Tamilian society as a Dravidian culture, and he formulated his ideology in terms of Dravidian ideology, and it was accepted by society. People gave support for it, and it got a very much large respect from the system, large respect from the community, and the self-respect movement leader, the Naikar's Dravidian culture movement was was one of the basic tool or basic thing which they opposed the Brahminical Aryan ideology, and they got much of the importance in terms of the Dravidian ideological Dravidian ideology, or Dravidian ideological culture. So in this view, this self-respect movement has gained a lot of attention, lot of things, and lot of prejudice and what do you say, a lot of attraction from the people also. And they were also, means the E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar was also in terms of favoring the low caste people. We are favoring in terms of low caste people, low caste people. In terms, they were subjugated. They were not encouraged from the very rich, the political leaders, as we see, as we seen. Just I said that he has left the Congress party. Basically, when he started his career in Congress party itself, but also he has left the Congress party due to basically the leader, the Gandhiji also, because the Gandhiji also was supporting only the higher purified Vedas, the Varna system, the Varna system what he was taking. So in process of this also, it was very much, it was very much in terms of, convenient, or very much in terms of, ideologically, they were very much in terms of against the Brahminical things and Brahminical ideology. So here Ramaswamy was also in terms of he also talked about other notion. Also he talked about other things, like he was anti-Hindu, anti-Brahmins, anti-Indian, anti-Aryans. Okay, and like that, so many things has been discussed by the so many things has been said by the the E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar in terms of his movement. And also he was talking about how the movement has been spread. He was not only opposed of these things which we have been saying, but also he was much of opposed in terms of anti-Brahmin, anti-Sanskrit, anti-Indian, and anti-Aryans. Okay, anti-Brahmin, everything was anti, and he was favoring only in terms of the lower caste people, and given much preference to the Dravidian culture. So here, in terms, he was basically E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar was from Tamil background, and he was not well versed at English, but he know only Tamil. So that's why he was able to gain the mass attraction. Basically in Tamil Nadu, he was able to gain the mass attraction, and for the longer time of the period, and for many of this time he was able to successfully gain whatever things have been, or whatever he was able to propaganda, or whatever he was able to see, or whatever he was able to talk. And also, unlike, because in Justice Party, before this self-respect movement, which was started by the Ramaswamy, but unlike the Justice Party, there was also, in Reform movement, there was much of the Reform movement where there, not only this, much of the in Reform movement also. You can see, in Justice movement, in Justice Party movement, you can see Justice Reform movement, or Justice parties also, whatever we can say. Here they can see in Justice Party, much of the preference was given to the middle class people, and also there was support by upper middle class Hindu, basically Hindu in both Telugu and Tamil speaking areas or regions here in Justice Party. But the self-respect movement in the Naikar was not under this impression. He was not giving much preference to the Telugu-speaking areas or Telugu-speaking region, but he was completely in favor of the only Tamilians as Tamil society and a Dravidian society and Dravidian culture. He was in that notion, and he is taking that. He has taken his movement in on this ideology background. But even though the self-respect movements conquered almost entirely in Tamil Nadu, and much of the Tamil people has they also got some sort of a ray of hope in terms of succeeding their succeeding in their path, or succeeding in their goals in terms of achieving their own group. And so this they opened, because they were opposed to the caste hierarchy. Okay, here in the Dravidian, because Naikar, they were not favoring, he was not pro to caste hierarchy, he was anti caste hierarchy, and including the industry use of Tamil. So he used and also he was not happy with Tamil speaking Telugu speaking people also. So he was not even in favor of Telugu, because he doesn't know Telugu speaking. As I said, he was only he know only Tamil. That's why he was much of concentrating. He has concentrated much upon the thing called Tamil in Tamil. So he used Tamil as a medium of his movement, or in terms of his framing of ideology or rules. That's why in Tamil in Tamil papers published, when the newspaper daily news published, he was published. He was just talking about in terms of anti-Brahmins, anti-Aryans, anti-Sanskrit, anti-Indian Aryans. Okay, and this kind of things, and this kind of things he was publishing in Tamil with the Tamil people, and where he got lot of lot of focus in terms of Tamil people. And because they read Tamil, in Tamil Nadu, even till today also, you can see how people, they are only in terms of favoring our Tamil. They don't even even till today they don't even speak other language. Then it's not like that they don't speak, but they say they are something like nepotism, because the nepotism is favoring oneself in terms of one relatives or one region or one language. That type of people they do have, but that's a different version. So here they got much abstraction, and also the movement got support from uneducated, untouchables, low caste people, low class people. Okay, and also the depressed class people. So these kind of things, people in these kind of different sections of the people, this movement has got some sort of support. And not a, sorry, I'm sorry, it got a large majority of the support for the self-respect movement to the E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar action. As a result, that movement has got supported, and also it has continued, and also made much of the reforms in terms of educating youth, and also community, and women and youth played a very important role in terms of this in this movement, where large section of the people were joined irrespective of the caste, class and gender. And basically lower class people has actively participated, making the self-success movement a very sweet. But anyhow, it has taken a sort of anti movement. It has turned, this movement has turned in terms of a anti movement, anti violence like thing in the year 1920, where due to this movement, Smritis were burnt by the supporters of the Nayakar, E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar in 1920. That has taken some sort of violent atmosphere in the year 1920. That's why the famous sociologist M.S. Srinivas points out that the movement explicit the anti-Brahmins, anti-Aryas, anti-Sikhs, anti-Indian Aryan, okay, and this kind of anti-Sanskrit, this kind of things. But and also it was talk about against the Brahmins, priests and their performance in terms of weddings or any ceremonies, which was that was very useful for Tamil language people for their political support and all the other the political thing. Where E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar has got extensive support from the larger section of society, which was also written by M.N. Srinivas and in his writings. And he also done an extensive research in Mysore, that I will be saying how the caste has been dominated over there. Also it has been implemented. This self-respect movement not only it was prevailing, it was it was what do you say, practice, it was there only in Tamil Nadu, but also it was there in it spread its wings to Andhra Pradesh and also Karnataka also. So that's why M.N. Srinivas has supported nicely in terms of how the the movement has taken an opponent vibrant role, and which has burned the Manusmriti, and there was anti-Brahmin, anti-Sect. This was the thing which has been taking place. And the Dravid, basically was tongue a Dravidian culture, and the E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar has also demanded for Dravidanization. Dravidization means the self-respect movement become very strong, very active, and also radical movement. And the demand for the establishment of Dravidanism. Dravidanism means what, that like on the same lines like the Nayakar has staged, like to follow the basically. He was talked about how Pakistan, they got separate Pakistan in terms of so like that Dravidian culture. Tamil, he wanted to make a Dravidian nation, a separate nation. Okay, separate nation. This was his movement. So during his form, in terms of a long journey, he got a very he got many, as I said, many different followers as there. In that they were young and dynamic, and another inspiring, and also which Ramaswamy liked very much one of the supporter of his movement. He was C.N. Arundarai. So he was another Anadharai. So Anadharai was another Anadharai was another who is one of the most important follower, and also another leader in terms of this self-respect movement, and where his main aims was realizing a separate of Dravidian culture, and not to have any domination of the Brahmin people, and like making Dravidian as a separate state, separate. This was the ideology of the C.N. Anadharai. So he was another very basically strong leader, where in terms of separate Dravidian and non-Brahmin country, thus the self-respect movement, which was supposed by anti-Aryan culture, turned to expertise into a political political organization. And slowly this movement, a social reform movement in terms of self-respect movement, that has turned it into a political movement after C.N. Anadharai has entered into the movement very actively. So here, in terms of so they have made a so they founded the Dravidian Kajagam. They have formed Dravidian Kajagam as a non-Brahmin movement. It's basically they separate. The ability and the active, what the the Nayakar was looking at, the same ability, same active, and this both C.N. Anadharai was very familiar, and also was very active, and also familiar in terms of speaking English, Tamil also. So he got the skills and very much, everything was very happy by looking the activities of the CN Annadurai by the Nayakar. So he has given the responsibility. He has given the responsibility to the CN Annadurai.